Hey friends, Peggy Hall back with you from thehealthyamerican.org. I'm broadcasting this on Thursday, the end of my broadcast week, and I like to have a little more of a lighthearted topic. I don't know if you can call the spraying in the skies a lighthearted topic, but what is very crazy to me are these new names that they are coming up for the weather, specifically in Southern California. Now, if you've ever been there or you've heard about it, we have something called May gray. And we're told, well, I'm going to share with you the very strange explanation as to why the skies are gray in May. And then there's something called June gloom. Oh, yes, there's some kind of phenomenon that happens in June that causes the skies to be gray. And wouldn't you know it, now there's no sky July. They just weren't satisfied with May gray and June gloom, no sky July. Guess what they call it in August? I'm going to share that with you as soon as I share with you a message from our sponsor. And then we're going to be taking a look at some other photos that are a little more uplifting. For example, the sky today in Florida. But first, let's hop on over to sculptnation.com/Peggy. And what I want to share with you is information, especially if you are like me over the age of 40. And the message is specifically about multi-collagen. So this product you can find at sculptnation.com/Peggy. And there's been so much confusion about collagen supplements lately that I wanted to clear the air for you here. So you may know that collagen is the most abundant protein in our bodies. It's essential for healthy skin, for our bones, our joints, hair, nails, and even digestion. But here's what most people don't realize. We lose 1 to 2% of our collagen every year after the age of 30. And that's collagen that we don't restore naturally. So the benefits of supplementing with the right collagen are incredible. It supports cartilage repair and joint flexibility. I'm specifically interested in that. And it can also lead to noticeably firmer skin and reduced wrinkles. Many users are reporting thicker, stronger hair and nails. And collagen also supports gut health and can even help with appetite control. Now, what makes Sculpt Nation Multi-Collagen special is that they provide over 6 grams of collagen per scoop. But here's the key. You get type 1, type 2, and type 3. These 3 types of collagen make up over 90% of what's in our body. And so most brands only give you one type, but Sculpt Nation includes all 3 essential types from grass-fed bovine, chicken, and wild-caught fish. Now, what's great is that my Healthy Americans are going to get up to 57% off your order. And that's better than any deal that you're going to find on single type collagen. So you can go to sculptnation.com/Peggy. There's a 365-day guarantee. So you can try this product an entire year risk-free. So don't settle for the incomplete collagen. Get the full spectrum formula over at sculptnation.com/Peggy. And I'll have a link for you in the description box below. Friends, I'm seeing headlines that are popping up. May gray. All right, this came out in 2022, actually. May gray and June gloom are threatened by climate change. Enjoy them while they last. So a few years ago, the LA Times was telling us that May gray, I'll explain what that is in just a moment, and June gloom would no longer be a thing in Southern California, or as a matter of fact, in all of California. Now, I'm going to share with you the headlines that are saying not only is there May gray and June gloom, but now there's no sky July. And wait until I tell you what they are calling August. Give me a guess in a comment, would you? We're told that May gray results from a combination of local climate and geography. On a typical May gray day, a low pressure system generates steady southeast or northeast winds that carry a dense, moist marine layer fueled by cold ocean temperatures. to the California coast. As the marine layer approaches land, it slows and turns east toward the coast. This cool, moist airflow leads to the formation of low clouds as temperatures drop in the evening. By early morning, thick clouds have moved several miles inland. If there's enough cooling and upslope lift, light to moderate drizzle may occur. The clouds often remain through the morning and dissipate as temperatures rise in the afternoon. Okay, if that made sense to anybody other than a so-called meteorologist, please let me know, because I cannot figure out what that means. Occasionally, persistent May gray periods occur when clouds become trapped beneath an inversion layer of warmer air. And this inversion acts like a lid, allowing overcast skies to last 4 days. Of course, it has nothing whatsoever to do with what they're spraying in the air now, does it? We're told now that June gloom is a weather phenomenon in Southern California. Well, just a moment ago, I found a headline I'm going to share with you. It's happening in San Francisco, which is not Southern California, friends. We're told that coastal areas experience persistent overcast skies, cool temperatures, and sometimes light drizzle, particularly during late spring and early summer. That's not July, friends. July is not early summer. This is caused by a marine layer of low clouds that forms over the cool Pacific waters and then moves inland, often lingering throughout the day. Now, as someone who lived my entire life basically in Southern California, I will tell you that we did have June gloom. We never had May gray. All right, they made that one up years ago. Not when I was a child. There was no such thing. Now we're told, oh, just a little break in the gloom. Yes, this is Southern Florida, South Florida, as it's called. I took this picture myself. Real clouds, a blue sky, no June gloom, no May gray, and no sky. July. All right, let's see what other photos I have for you here, friends. We'll talk more about their funny, and by funny, I mean strange descriptions of this weather. Oh, I also took this with my own phone. No filters, just an actual blue sky, white puffy clouds, and no sky, July. Here we have it. Bay Area. This is not Southern California. All right, this is the Bay Area, central to Northern California. No sky, July. The Bay Area is experiencing its coldest summer in decades, because don't you know, global warming results in cold weather. Friends, we've been over this before. It makes perfect sense to the public serpents and the evildoers who invert everything. It says here in the headlines, July has been all fog, no fire. San Francisco is having its coldest summer in decades, with drizzle, gray skies, and highs barely cracking 60. Now here, this is the image that they're giving us, and you can barely see the skyline. So there's your no sky July. Now, my healthy Americans can probably put 2 and 2 together. And no, it doesn't add up to 5. It adds up to spraying in the skies, probably at night when we don't see it. Here we have SoCal. Friends, it's not called Cali, just letting you know, as a native Californian, we don't call California Cali. We call it SoCal, NorCal, and we have Central Cal, but there's no such thing as Cali, just to set the record straight. Oh, you can argue with me all you like, and you're wrong. I don't know, some rappers or somebody put that word in the vernacular, but no, native Californians never call it Cali. So is SoCal experiencing no sky July? Coastal gloom and cool temperatures have left residents wondering if the Southland is in the same chilly boat as Northern California. My healthy Americans in California are sending me these headlines. Now, they have to come up with some sort of silly excuse because they don't want to tell you that there is dirt and pollution, man-made, but not the way the climate changers are telling us. And here is what we're being told, that the cold water and high pressure act together to create what's called a temperature inversion. Oh, yes, it's inverted, all right, where cooler air is found closer to the ground and air temperature increases with height. That's the reverse of what you normally find. You see, they like to revert and invert everything. Friends, I'll leave this description for you in my Substack. I don't want to waste my precious breath on this hogwash. What I want to share with you are these beautiful images of South Florida. And we don't have no sky July. Guess what they are calling August now. So we've got June gloom, we've got May gray, we've got no sky July, and now they want to call August Fogust. How do you like them apples? Yes, because it's so foggy. Oh, not here in South Florida. This is another picture I took with my own phone. Now, I will say that there are days in Florida where I see things like this. All right. I took this with my phone. And the reason I'm sharing this photo is because this is for those who are going to justify away these, the spraying in the sky. And they're going to say that this comes from commercial jet airplanes. And the fuel has changed, we're told. And therefore, we shouldn't really fly in planes because it's so bad for the environment. They'll probably extrapolate that to your vehicle, telling you that you shouldn't drive as much as you do because this is what you're doing to our air, which is why I'm a little skeptical about the legislation that's been introduced and passed in the state of Florida, in the state of Tennessee, and in other states where the skies are still being sprayed. But here is my point. For those who say this comes from a jet engine, all right, I'm not far from Palm Beach County. There's a very active airport called Palm Beach Airport. I believe it's called Palm Beach International. You're telling me that only one plane flew on the day that I took this picture? Inquiring minds want to know. Only one aircraft flew out of Palm Beach Airport this day and left this trail, which 5 minutes later, I took a picture and you can imagine what it looked like. Oh, yes, it had expanded. So no, friends, this is not from regular commercial jets. And they certainly don't fly in crisscross patterns. And there certainly was not only one flight that day. Oh, well, Peggy, the temperature and the atmosphere was different. That's why only one trail was left. Oh, yeah. Oh, they all flew at different altitudes? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I don't like them apples. This came from a Healthy American in San Bernardino. Now, these are pretty rotten apples. And you can see that this should be a clear mountain that you can see clearly, and you can't. This is what they are calling the May gray, the no sky July, and now we are heading into Fogust. This came from another Healthy American in Northern California, and it's no stretch of the imagination to conclude that heavy spraying like this, especially if they do it at night and they do it over a period of time, can lead to this. Friends, I literally am breathing more freely in South Florida. It literally is a breath of fresh air. And I feel so much better. My lungs are clearer. I don't get sick because I'm no longer exposed to this kind of air. So many of you have sent me images. You can do so, support at thehealthyamerican.org. Friends, what do you think they're going to call September and October and November and December when the skies persistently look like this? Let me know in a comment below. Love to hear your creative ideas, and have a wonderful weekend. For those of you that are my paid supporters, we've got our private webinar coming up this Saturday, first Saturday of every month. That's at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you didn't get an invite, go to the link that you always use because it's the same exact link for every month. And if you don't know where that is, go through your emails. You'll find it. Otherwise, email us, support at thehealthyamerican.org. And I'll see everybody else back here on Monday. Thanks for being on board.